Hi everyone, it's Marcy here from Stampin' with Marcy. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. Today I have a beautiful card to share with you that I created for my recent bingo night, and we're going to be using the Big Shot embossing, what are they called? The Big Shot embossing mats. So we're going to be using that today. And I also want to share my upcoming Snow is Glistening class. This is my very first class that I will be offering as a class to go or a class in the mail. I've never done this before, and I'm going to start. So the sign-up deadline is, I'm just looking at my notes here. The sign-up deadline is November 6th. This beautiful stamp set goes live for customers on November 1st. So the sign-up deadline is November 6th, and I will have everything cut and packaged and ready to be shipped out to you November 19th. I am away the week of the 6th. I am in Orlando for the Stampin' Up! 30th anniversary on stage live. I am gone for an entire week. So I will be ordering the stamp sets on the while I'm away, and so that way they will arrive when I get home, and so that way I will have time to cut and package everything up for you to send out to you. So if you are local, I do have a class on the 27th that is half full now. That is a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. If you're not local, I can ship anywhere in Canada. It will be $13 more for me to mail everything out to you. You will get the PDF to make 4 cards and all of the supplies. So any of the die cuts, I will have already die cut for you. If there is a bow, I will have the bow tied for you already. You just have to stamp. Due to Stampin' Up! Policy, I cannot stamp images and send them to you. So you will do all your own stamping, but any die cutting or embossing, I will do that for you. It will come to you. Everything is ready to go. You're just going to have to stamp it and assemble it, and there will be a PDF for each of the 4 cards. So you just have to email me, Marcy at stampinwithmarcy.com, to express your interest in this online class, and then I will get in contact with you from there to go forward with ordering your stamp to go kit. So again, there's 4 cards, these 4 here that you're going to make, and everything comes with it. Your stamp set and everything else. So it's $34 plus $13 shipping. So I'm hoping that you will want to take part in this and love these cards as much as I do. Okay, so that is all I have to share with you today. So I am going to flip you around and put a post-it note so that I don't get you dizzy or anything like that, and we're gonna get crafting. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. I think we look pretty good. I think so. I'm just adjusting so I can see your comments. So please say hi when you arrive. Let me know where you are coming from, watching from. Please share my video. Sharing is caring. It's how I reach more crafty people for both my customer base and my team. I always welcome new team members to my Sassy Stampers group. So please, again, share my video. So this is the card that we are going to be creating today together. And I don't know if you can see it. It's got shimmer on it. I have created my own shimmer paint with I keep it in my little bag here so that way I know. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Carol. Hi, Marg. I keep it in my bag here so that way if the lid is not on tight, I know that it's going to just be in the bag and not make a mess. Hello from upstairs in your dining room. Yes, my sister Carol is here for a crafting day. She lives up in the Kingston area, so her and her husband are down for a few days. Her husband Bob has some meetings, so she came with him. And she didn't tell me, but there's a baby upstairs. She did not share that her daughter Taylor and little Grayson, who is 1 month old, are upstairs. So I won't be too awful long today, as I definitely want to get up there for some baby snuggles. So to create the shimmer paint, I have one of our Stampin' Spritzers. And you'll see I've written Frost White on here. And all I've done is add some rubbing alcohol. I have basically filled it up with rubbing alcohol, and then I put 1 drop of the shimmer paint in this. And then you just have to really shake it up because it will separate and settle to the bottom. I don't know if you can see because it's white. But it separates and sits at the bottom. So you just have to shake this up and it will get all combined again. So I'm just going to put that aside. Now we are using the Blizzard Thinlits die. So this die cuts out. But with the beauty of the new Big Shot embossing mats, you can turn a die cut, these snowflakes are die cut, into an embossing folder, which is really fabulous, and it really does add more value to all of the thinlits and framelits that you already own. So a little tip here, I keep my Big Shot embossing mats in the package it came from, and let me explain why. It's very important you do not throw this out, because on the back here is your instructions. So they come in English, French, Japanese, and Dutch. I'm not sure, DE. I'm not sure what that language is, but anyway, so you've got your different languages here, and it gives you your recipe for whichever way you want to do it. So we are doing emboss only sandwich. So up here gives you, at the top here, it gives you numbers and it tells you what each number represents. And then down here, it shows you the photo, and then it has all the numbers that coordinate. So I have gone ahead and in the top corner, this is number 9. This one here, it's got all kinds of fluff on it from the other night. This one is number 10, and this one is number 8. So you can see how thin this is, and this is very thin, and then this is a little bit thicker. This is silicone. So very, very important. If you have purchased the Big Shot embossing mats. Don't throw this out. And at my bingo the other night, one of the ladies said that she would photocopy it so that she had a second copy for just in case, which is a fabulous idea. So let's get started here. I have everything cut and ready. I'm just going to move. I'm going to bring my Big Shot into view. And so, according to my instructions, number 7 is my Big Shot platform. So the newer platforms don't have the hinged other pieces to it. It's just the one solid piece, and then you've got another layer that you would use for your I'm not coming up with the word today, words are hard, for your precision base plate. So another trick, okay, so then number 1 is your standard cutting pad, which is this here. And I pulled out a pretty clean one just for you guys today. And then we're going to put our framelit, our thinlet down with the cutting side facing up. So so that is facing up. And then we are going to take our cardstock and we're going to place it right over top. And I have found that this is quite slippery. So what I do is I take some washi tape here, just a couple pieces, and I'm just going to use my finger to take a little bit of the stick out of it, because if there's too much stick to it, it's going to rip your cardstock. So I am just going to make sure that this is lined up completely straight. Place it down, and then I am going to take and just cover the top corner and the opposite bottom corner. You can see there that I just have that tiny little corner piece covered. So then I'm going to take my blue silicone mat, and my goodness, these things collect the dust. So place that gently on top, and then you're going to take your white one and place that. And this is where it would start to shift if I didn't have that washi tape. Hi, Anne-Marie, thanks for joining me today. So it's gonna feel like you're not doing anything, but trust me, it is. And it's very important that you do not come through a second time. You just go through the once. All right, trying not to jiggle you guys here too much. So then we gently take this off, and look at that. How gorgeous is that? And you can see it's pushed through, but it is not cut. So can you see? It's very difficult with the camera. Let me just get this out of the way now. When it's white paper, it's very difficult to see what it actually, to see that detail. I bring it up a bit. There, that's better. So look at that. How gorgeous is that? So now we're going to take the Frost White Shimmer Paint Mist, and I just use my hand. And this is our Stampin' Spritzers. They're found in the annual catalog, and my annual catalog is right over here, and I believe they are in the back here. Let me just find what page. They're an excellent price. So here, Stampin' Spritzers, right here, that's page 203 of your annual catalog. And here, $4 for your two. You get two of these in one package. So that's pretty awesome if you ask me. Thank you, Anne-Marie. So I'm going to just make sure that it's really shaken up well. And then I'm going to make sure that I am not, you can see that little spout there. I don't want that pointing towards my face because I certainly don't want shimmer alcohol. I don't want to be wearing that today. So I'm just going to take and hold it away. I sprayed my hand the first time, as you can see. So I'll just take a cloth here. All right. So because it's rubbing alcohol, it's going to dry really fast. And that is a very good thing. So can you see that? Can you see that shimmer there? It is so pretty. And you know how I love my shimmer. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to bring in my other pieces. Now this will be on my blog on Saturday with all of the measurements. So you can go there to get all of the measurements to create this yourself at home with your own supplies. I'm using a bone folder and this to burnish, and this is my thick Whisper White cardstock. So let's just set that aside for a moment. So I'm coming in with my Night of Navy ink pad and my If a Hug Were a Snowflake, I'd Send You a Blizzard. So I'm going to just line that up on my grid paper like I tell you that I always do, to make sure that it is nice and straight. All right, and then to stamp it without getting my head in the way. See the top of my head there? There we go. Look at how gorgeous that is. I love this sentiment. Love this sentiment. So close that up, put that off to the side so that I do not make a mess. And bring this in with my liquid glue. We were supposed to head to the cottage this weekend to do some cleanup, but the weather is not the greatest for doing outside work. 80% chance of rain and 7 degrees, so you cannot rake leaves when it's raining. So there, I've attached that. And this is 90% dry, so that is good enough for me. So I'm going to take my liquid glue. I'm not using a ton. And the beauty of the liquid glue is you have a moment or two to adjust if you have not if you haven't stuck your cardstock together quite straight enough. And that's what I generally do, is I don't have it stuck on quite straight enough. So I like my liquid glue because if I have an oops, I can quickly pick it up and move it over. Okay. I'm very excited for Orlando. Very, very. Going to see some friends that I've made online that we've been chatting now for a few years and haven't had the pleasure of actually meeting in person, so that's going to be fabulous. And of course, getting the occasions catalog before anybody else, just the demonstrators that are going. We're going to get a chance to lay our eyes on that. And then there's always product purchase premiere. That is, the people that attend can also buy the select items before everybody else. So I have die cut some snowflakes, and I am just putting them, you can see I'm just putting a little drop, not much glue at all. I am putting them over the coordinating embossed snowflake on my card front here, lining it up. With this liquid glue, a little goes a very long way. You do not need to put a ton on. Okay, so one last thing, we're going to take the frosted and clear epoxy droplets, they're called. And although they have adhesive on the back, I always like to just be sure that they're not going to come off. So I always like to give just one little drop of my liquid glue, and I'm taking my take your pick tool, and nobody needs that piece of hair on there. I am just popping that on. This is the spatula end of it. At least I'm calling it a spatula, so that you can see how easily it just slides underneath. I love this tool, and it also has the this here, you can see that it's got a lock. This will come off and flip around, and it's got the handy dandy pokey doodle on that end, and then it also comes with 2 different size styluses that will fit in there. Thank you, Anne-Marie. So something I forgot to do before I put the snowflakes on, so I am going to take let's take this. So I want my snowflakes to have a little bit of glimmer, so I'm just going to there. And then, because I don't want my sentiment to have any glitter on it, but having those snowflakes have a little bit of glitter is just going to make them pop that little bit more. Okay, and I've now got glitter everywhere, but that's okay. I can wipe that off. Okay, so there we have today's beautiful snowflake card. Here is the one that my original, and here is today's. And the stamp set is a gorgeous stamp set that has beautiful sentiments and some different images to use. This is in the holiday catalog along with the framelits. They're bundled together to save 10%. So those are available in my online store. So the links to purchase will be on my blog post on Saturday. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I truly do appreciate it. And remember, if you are not local, but in Canada, and you would like to take part in my very first online class, please just message me, email me, and we'll get chatting about how to go about getting you signed up for this class. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for sharing and commenting. I truly do appreciate it. And I will see you next Thursday at 1 o'clock. I will be live again. But right now, there is a little baby waiting for me to snuggle upstairs. Oh, Anne-Marie, you are so welcome for the gift that I sent you. That was for my 5th Stampiversary. I had a drawing for people who commented and shared, and Anne-Marie was one of the 2 winners. So I mailed off to her her prize. So thank you again, and have a fabulous day. Bye.